But this last tip I want to share with you is about what oftentimes is not included when you buy a new build. So there's four things that I think are the most commonly not known about and oftentimes missed, and just not even on buyers' radars until they get, within a couple weeks of closing, and then they're like, oh my gosh, this is not included. This is not included. So the four things: number one, it's going to be a refrigerator. Oftentimes, new builds will not come with a refrigerator. They will come with a stove. That's part of the habitability with getting their certificate of occupancy, but for some reason, a refrigerator is not. So this is also, though, something that could be negotiated. If you have a buyer's agent representing you, this is when we come into being more valuable, where we can really start to make sure you're getting all of these things included at no additional cost. So again, first one is refrigerator. The second one is actually window coverings. So oftentimes you'll go into a model home, you'll see this beautiful model home with staged furniture and really nice window coverings and just look like a legitimate home. Then you actually go into your home and there's no window coverings, and this could be a very expensive thing that is not accounted for in your budget. I've seen some of the really nice Anderson window coverings that could be as much as $15,000 or $20,000 for a 2,500 square foot home. Obviously, there's a lot of more reasonable price points for window coverings, but just so you're aware, this is oftentimes also not included. The third thing that often is not included, and this one's a little bit more expected for a lot of us, but it's a washer and dryer. So the way this one is kind of unique is oftentimes you'll see a washer dryer in the model unit, but also another great negotiation tactic, especially if we're looking at purchasing a home towards the end of the year. At the end of the year, a lot of these builders have, just different goals they're trying to meet, where they need to just get rid of whatever inventory they have remaining. And oftentimes these homes that are remaining are sometimes the model homes or homes that already have a washer dryer in them staged. So this could be a great way just to get them to include that with the price that we're already paying for the home. So washer dryer, this is something, again, that isn't, in my opinion, as expected, but still can cost, $2,000 to $3,000 for the pair if you're getting a nice set of a washer and a dryer. So definitely keep that one in mind. And then last but not least, the fourth thing that is, again, often not included is the rear of the home's landscaping. So when I say landscaping, what is typically common with a lot of these new builds is all you'll have in the backyard, if you have a fenced in, private backyard, you'll have the irrigation lines typically installed, but you might not even have sod. It might just be dirt. Or what's happening now, what you'll find in a lot of new build communities is they're really steering more and more towards xeriscaping. Xeriscaping is just types of landscaping that is not reliant as much on water. Since water is, a resource that is very limited kind of everywhere now in the country, even here in Colorado, they're trying to limit how much water usage is needed for the rear landscaping, but it's often you'll buy a new construction home and you'll have to kind of plan out and do the backyard how you best want it to look. So, that could also, again, be a significant expense depending on what goals you have with your backyard, and if you want to have, really nice sod or maybe some other additional landscaping. Just make sure you guys are keeping that also on your radar for another expense that might not be something that you're expecting.